Hello everyone, welcome back to our profound journey through the Bhagavad Gita. In our previous videos, we've delved into the true nature of the omnipresent self, Jivatma, unraveled the secrets of rebirth, and explored the intricate nuances of the law of karma. Today, we set forth on a new expedition, illuminating the profound concept of devotion. Let's dive into the heart of devotion and uncover the path to spiritual enlightenment. As we delve into chapter 12 of the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna introduces the profound theme of devotion. In many verses, Sri Krishna emphasizes, "Fix your mind on me, establish your intellect in me alone." Here, Sri Krishna aims to shift the center of our being from the individual false ego to God, recognizing that the individual ego is just an illusion. There is only God everywhere and in everything. In our current state, we are consistently thinking from the perspective of our ego, often focusing solely on ourselves. However, upon self-examination, we discover that whatever we have considered as ourselves, we can exist even without those elements, such as the mind and body. This realization prompts us to question our identity, and as explored in My Journey to the Self playlist, we come to understand that we are not our body and mind. Our true essence goes beyond these temporary aspects. This change in perspective invites us to consider God as the true center of our being, allowing us to transcend the illusion of the individual ego. Consider a sea with many waves. Upon closer observation, we realize that there are no distinct waves. There is only water. The waves are entirely composed of water. If, within the same sea, one wave perceives itself as separate from the others and the water, is this perception accurate? Or is it more accurate to recognize that there is only water everywhere? The analogy extends to soil pots. If a soil pot believes it is distinct from other pots and the soil, is this belief valid? Or is it more accurate to acknowledge that there is only soil everywhere? Now, don't get entangled in confusion here. If everything is God, then why are there still negative aspects? In the Law of Automation series, we've observed how every action is performed by the mind, driven by desires based on an individual illusory self. This is why there are negative desires and consequently negative actions. However, if you realize that your individual self is illusory and there is no separate you, only God, then your desires will be based on this understanding. Your mind will automatically start thinking positively about everyone, including yourself, as everything is God. Krishna's message in the Bhagavad Gita is clear. Center your mind on me. Forget your false ego and consider me as the center of your being. Recognize that the mind and body belong to me and act accordingly. Experience that the one who is seeing through all bodies is God, including your own. When you shift your center to God, who is omnipresent and eternal, present in all beings, you can work for the benefit of all because your mind identifies its base or center as God, who is omnipresent. This shift in focus encourages actions beyond selfish motives. By changing your center to God, you can act for the benefit of all beings, perceiving everything as the center of your being rather than your individual false ego, as God is omnipresent and eternal. In the realm of spirituality, there are various paths, and in the path of knowledge, we seek to understand our infinite, eternal, omnipresent, immovable, constant, and everlasting nature of the self. In contrast, the path of devotion invites us to adopt a different perspective. Here, we intentionally assume that our mind and body belong to the divine to transcend our individual ego. While in the knowledge path, we focus on recognizing the real self. In the devotion path, we consciously focus on acknowledging that our mind and body belong to the infinite God, dissolving the illusion of individual ego. Essentially, both paths converge in emphasizing that this mind and body belong to the infinite. In the Ramayana, there is a profound conversation between Lord Ram and Lord Hanuman that teaches us about real devotion and elucidates both the paths of devotion and knowledge in spirituality. When Lord Ram asked, "Who are you?" Hanuman bowed his head reverently, folded his hands and replied, When I do not know who I am your servant and devotee, and when I do know who I am you. While searching for the source in the Ramayana, I came across a verse that beautifully captures the essence of this conversation. If you carefully observe this verse, you'll grasp the essence of both the knowledge path and the devotion path. From the perspective of the body, I am a servant. From the perspective of Jiva, our ego and mind, our individual sense of self, which is just an illusion, I am your part, and that's why I devote myself to you. It means my mind and body belong to you. From the perspective of Tattva, the soul, I am you. There is no difference between us, because whatever is out there is all you, nothing else, and that is very clear to me. And my mind is firmly established in that, meaning you are the center of me. As our center is our individual ego, which is just an illusion, Lord Hanuman knows that everything is Lord Ram. This is real devotion, forgetting your individual ego and understanding that everything is God, nothing else. Let's delve into the profound symbolism associated with Lord Hanuman to gain a deeper understanding of devotion. In this symbolism, Hanuman is representative of the human mind. Described as the son of Vayu, air, the subtlest of all material elements, space and air, Hanuman embodies the nature of the mind, which, like the wind, is born out of subtlety and is always in motion with gusts of thoughts and storms of passion. Depicted as a waner, similar to a monkey, always excited and unable to focus on his own. The mind, much like waner, cannot focus by itself on one thing for too long. The choice of representing Hanuman as a waner serves as a powerful symbol for the inherently agitated nature of the human mind. Now let's explore the devotion aspect. Hanuman is depicted continuously chanting the Ram Ram, the name of the Lord. This practice emphasizes the concept that an empty mind is considered the devil's house. Therefore, by chanting the Lord's name and remembering him, individuals aim to connect with the divine. In the incident where Hanuman cut open his chest to reveal Lord Ram in his heart, a profound lesson emerges. The heart symbolizes the center of our being, and traditionally, the human center is dominated by ego, making individuals inherently selfish. However, when one shifts their center to the Lord, who is omnipresent, ego diminishes. This shift is reflected in Hanuman's character, depicting him as egoless, humble, and always ready to help selflessly. In spirituality, the essence is to forget our illusory sense of self and find the reality. This can be pursued through the knowledge path, where one seeks understanding intellectually and through personal experience. Alternatively, the path of devotion involves focusing on the omnipresent and infinite God, assuming that the mind and body fully belong to the divine. In this path, the goal is to transcend the false sense of self, connecting to God, who is omnipresent and infinite. Both approaches aim to unravel the truth of our existence and connect with the infinite essence of the divine. Then there is profound Mahavakyas, Aham Brahm Asmi and Tat Tvam Asi, signify the realization that I am that infinite reality and you are also that.